Hi there, Jumping Bean. Thought maybe I would spend a little time with you. The girls are gone. They went to pick up one of the dogs from the vets. So, how about a little emergency room visits? Okay. I worked in the emergency room for quite a while. I very much enjoyed it because you see everything and a lot of people come in. It's very exciting and got some good stories. Okay, a couple of positive ones. A mother and a father and 3 kids were in a very bad traffic accident off the New York State Thruway, and they ended up coming to our emergency room. They were from out of state, and they both were, the father was pretty critical. He was sent to a different hospital. The mother stayed with us, however, still was going to need quite a bit of recovery. So I took the kids home with me. We called the grandmother, made arrangements for the grandmother to fly from out of state to come in, make sure she was picked up at the airport, and was able to arrange to have her grandkids go back with her. The reason I say it was a very positive thing, it was because for several years afterwards, I received a Christmas card from them, which I thought was pretty sweet, that they, number one, remembered me, and number 2, bothered to send a card. So that was positive. Okay, now for a gory one. A gentleman thought maybe he would utilize a Bic pen in his hoo-ha. Can I say hoo-ha? Well, his gentleman parts to obtain, not sure what words I can use, but you know what I'm saying. Anyhow, it was stuck. He couldn't get it out afterwards. So into the emergency room he came, and he was pretty embarrassed because he was a professional man, and he didn't really want to talk to the receptionist. So I went out. I overheard part of the conversation. So I thought, all right, I'll go out and deal with this gentleman. He didn't really want to talk to me either. He would prefer to talk to a gentleman if there was a doctor in the house. The doctor was a female as well. However, we did get him into a room, kind of did an assessment, and I had to call the surgeon. So a urologist had to come in and take care of business. Never saw him after that. Never saw him again. Didn't come into the ER, and didn't see him when he was discharged. But he learned his lesson. Okay, another fun story, fun fact. A gentleman decided to utilize a light bulb in his butt. And unfortunately for him, the light bulb broke. So he had many lacerations and disgusting bowel contents leaking into his abdomen. Hi, Dix. Hi, buddy. Dixon just came to join me. Hold on. Say hi, Dixie. Hi, buddy. There he is. There's Buddy. Yeah. He kind of likes to follow us around. Oops. There we go. I think that's right. So anyhow, again, got him through the assessment first in the ER. Obviously, we knew we had to call a surgeon, and he did not make out so well. He was in pretty rough shape for quite a while because of his mistake. Another fun fact is we had a gentleman come in walking funny, and excuse me, I said to him, "Sir, can I be of assistance?" And he kind of looked at me, and I knew he was embarrassed just by the redness in his face. And he said, "Yeah, I need some help." I said, "Well, I could tell by the way you were walking that you needed some help." I said, "Come on in here. Let's go into this room here and talk." So I took him into room 2, and I said, "Would you like to lay down on the stretcher?" He said, yes, I think I would. I said, okay, lay down and roll on your side if you need to. So anyhow, once again, had to call the surgeon, or a surgeon. The surgeon on call was actually one of my favorite. So, oh, here comes another one. Here she comes. Olive, come say hi. Hi, Olive. Yes, she's a good girl, too. Okay. There's more dogs. They just aren't visiting with me at the moment. So, after the surgery, the surgeon reappears walking into the ER, and he has got this thing in his arm wrapped in a baby blanket. Proceeds to pull the flap down and show us the squash that he removed from the guy's butt. So we all had a pretty good laugh about that. If you work in the emergency room, you've got to have professionalism as well as a good sense of humor. You have to know when you can giggle and when you cannot. And we all had a good giggle over that one. So, let me think of another thing that happened in the ER. We always had, if you worked 3 to 11, you always had football injuries, injuries from school, baseball injuries, and always somewhere around either after school at practice or in the evening when somebody was having a game, or even in the winter time when people were skiing or out on snowshoes. But anyhow, that's another story. Anyhow, I will say that another youngster that I knew got hit by a baseball during practice, and they brought him into the emergency room, and it had fractured his arm between his elbow and his shoulder where he got hit. Now, he was a young, healthy kid, and it didn't appear that anybody could throw a ball. This was high school. They couldn't throw a ball 90 miles an hour. So they were somewhat concerned that it actually fractured his arm that easily. They did some x-rays and determined that he had some bone cancer going on. So he was taken to Walter Reed to be treated for bone cancer. And he's well. It's been a good many years now. And he's fine, and they got things treated, and he's done very well. I see his twin sister every now and then and ask about him. And so anyhow, he did well. So it was a good thing that he got hit that day because he was young and strong and relatively healthy, so that he had a good recovery from that bone cancer. They did not want it to spread all throughout, of course. Okay, let me think of another. Okay, I gotta stop for a few minutes and think.